Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, your energy fades fast, your body aches, or your mind just can't focus anymore? What if I told you that the secret to feeling younger, sharper, and healthier isn't in expensive treatments or complicated routines, but in just a few simple habits you can start tomorrow morning? This video will unlock the 7 scientifically proven morning habits that can transform your health, boost your vitality, and add years of quality life. Even if you're over 60 and feeling stuck, if you're ready to take control of your mornings, reclaim your energy, and stop feeling like your best days are behind you, then keep watching, because this is exactly what you've been waiting for. Habit 1. Immediate hydration. Good morning, dear friends. Today, I want to share with you one of the most overlooked yet incredibly powerful habits that could change the course of your health and longevity. Drinking water immediately upon waking. You might be thinking, it's just water, how can it possibly make a big difference? Well, let me assure you, this simple act is backed by solid science and can profoundly impact your heart, brain, kidneys, and overall aging process. Why does hydration first thing in the morning matter so much? Imagine your body as a sophisticated machine. When you go to sleep at night, it doesn't simply shut down. Instead, it keeps running essential maintenance work, repairing tissues, regulating your temperature, processing toxins. But during sleep, you don't drink any fluids, and your body steadily loses water through breathing, sweating, and metabolic activity. By the time you wake up, your body is actually in a state of dehydration. This overnight fluid loss thickens your blood, a phenomenon researchers call morning blood sludging. Thicker blood is harder to pump, forcing your heart to work overtime to deliver oxygen and nutrients, especially to sensitive organs like the brain and kidneys. Over time, this repeated strain contributes to microvascular damage, increases inflammation, and accelerates the aging process. Dr. Jessica Rothman, director of renal health at Harvard Medical School, puts it this way: during sleep, your body loses water and your blood thickens. This places significant stress on your cardiovascular system and damages delicate vessels in your brain and kidneys. Over decades, this leads to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and kidney failure. Numerous studies confirm that chronic mild dehydration worsens with age, contributing to higher rates of cognitive decline and kidney disease among seniors. John is a 70-year-old retired high school teacher from Ohio. For years, he battled with persistent fatigue, occasional memory slips, and troubling urinary tract infections that worried his doctors. He was told his kidney function was steadily declining and faced the grim possibility of dialysis. Then John attended a health seminar where the speaker emphasized one deceptively simple habit: drinking a full glass of water immediately after waking, before even leaving the bed. Though skeptical, John committed to trying it for 60 days. Each morning, he drank about 450 ml, roughly 16 ounces, of room-temperature water right after opening his eyes. The results astounded him. At his next checkup, his kidney function tests showed a remarkable 30% improvement. His energy levels increased, his mental clarity sharpened, and those infections diminished significantly. His doctor was amazed and asked if John had started any new medications. The answer was simple: just water. Some people ask, "Can I just drink cold water to wake myself up?" The truth is, cold water can shock your digestive system, causing blood vessels to constrict and slowing down hydration. Room temperature water is gentle, absorbs faster, and helps gradually wake your metabolism without stress. Here is a simple step-by-step plan to adopt this life-extending habit. 1. Before going to bed, fill a glass with water and place it on your bedside table. 2. As soon as you open your eyes in the morning, drink the entire glass before looking at your phone, before your feet touch the floor, before coffee or tea. 3. Repeat this every day. Consistency is key. Now let me ask you, have you ever noticed feeling sluggish, foggy, or dehydrated in the morning? What happens if you try skipping your morning coffee and replace it with water instead? Could you commit to this simple practice starting tomorrow? How might your health improve if you kept this up for weeks, months, even years? Drinking water first thing in the morning is not a trivial recommendation. It's a foundational pillar for protecting your cardiovascular and kidney health, enhancing brain function, and slowing down aging. The longest-lived people on Earth, from the Blue Zones to Okinawa, never skip this habit. It's a gentle, free, and incredibly effective daily ritual that anyone can do, and your body will thank you every day. So tonight, set that glass of water by your bed. Tomorrow morning, take that first sip towards a longer, healthier life. Habit 2. Exposure to natural morning light. Now that we've talked about the power of hydration, let's move on to another morning habit that plays a surprisingly huge role in your health and longevity. Exposure to natural morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. You might wonder, how can sunlight, something so natural and ordinary, impact my lifespan? Well, it's not just any light, it's the timing and quality of that light that makes all the difference. Why does morning light matter? Our bodies operate on an internal clock called the circadian rhythm. This rhythm governs everything from your sleep-wake cycles, hormone production, metabolism, mood, and even cognitive function. Light is the primary environmental cue that synchronizes this clock. When you get natural sunlight in the first half hour after waking, you reset your circadian rhythm for the day. This triggers your brain to increase production of melatonin later in the evening by up to 73%, which helps you fall asleep easily and sleep deeply. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that missing this morning light cue is linked to a 37% higher risk of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's after age 70. Dr. Andrew Peterson, a leading researcher on circadian health, explains, morning sunlight exposure initiates a cascade of hormonal signals that regulate your metabolism, sleep quality, immune function, and brain health for the next 24 hours. Without this trigger, your internal clock can become misaligned, leading to poor sleep, metabolic problems, and increased disease risk. Indoor lighting, even bright room lights, simply cannot replicate the intensity and spectrum of natural sunlight. Even on cloudy or winter days, outdoor light is 50 to 100 times brighter than typical indoor lighting. Susan, a 75-year-old retired librarian living in Seattle, had battled chronic insomnia for over 20 years. She tried everything: prescription sleep aids, meditation apps, herbal supplements. Nothing offered lasting relief. Then her doctor suggested a simple change. Spend 10 minutes outside immediately after waking, regardless of the weather. Though skeptical about Seattle's famously gray skies, Susan committed to the experiment. Within 2 weeks, her sleep began to improve dramatically. She fell asleep faster and stayed asleep longer. Even more surprising, her blood pressure dropped by 15 points and her afternoon energy slump vanished. She said, "Just sitting on my porch with my morning coffee changed my life. I feel more awake, more balanced, and I'm finally sleeping through the night." 1. Step outside or sit by a bright window within 30 minutes of waking for at least 10 minutes. 2. Don't wear sunglasses or block your eyes unnecessarily during this time. Your retina needs to sense the light directly. 3. If going outside is impossible due to mobility or weather, consider investing in a medically approved light therapy lamp that mimics natural sunlight. Even a brief exposure resets your body clock and improves your sleep, mood, and metabolism. Now I want you to ask yourself, how often do you get outside in the morning light? Have you noticed that days you wake up and spend time in natural light feel easier or more energetic? What could change if you made it a non-negotiable morning ritual starting tomorrow? Exposure to natural morning light is one of the simplest yet most underappreciated habits that impacts your health deeply. It sets the foundation for restful sleep, stable mood, and metabolic balance, all key pillars of longevity. Let's all make a commitment to welcome the morning sun as part of our daily routine. Your body is literally waiting for this signal to thrive. Habit 3. Gentle movement before breakfast. After discussing hydration and sunlight, now let's dive deep into another cornerstone of morning longevity: gentle movement before breakfast. You might think, exercise, but I'm tired in the morning. Or shouldn't I eat first before moving? The truth is, your body's biology favors movement before eating, and it doesn't require an intense workout, just slow, mindful motions that awaken your joints and muscles. Why is gentle morning movement so important? After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body has been mostly immobile. During this time, fluids settle unevenly, joints stiffen, and inflammatory processes can start simmering quietly in the background. When you stay still too long after waking, especially as you age, your body misses a critical window to activate autophagy, a natural, essential process where cells clean house by breaking down and recycling damaged proteins and toxins. Autophagy supports tissue repair, reduces inflammation, and preserves joint health. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that seniors who incorporate just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle joint movements immediately after waking experience up to 65% less joint inflammation compared to those who remain sedentary. Dr. Lisa Monroe, Chief of Geriatric Medicine at Mayo Clinic, emphasizes, this gentle morning ritual activates longevity pathways that protect joint cartilage and muscle integrity. If you wait until after breakfast or skip movement entirely, these pathways remain dormant and wear accumulates faster. Let me introduce Harriet, a 68-year-old grandmother from Minnesota, whose story beautifully illustrates the power of morning movement. For years, Harriet struggled with debilitating arthritis pain in her knees. She dreaded mornings because stiffness and pain made even walking difficult. She had been scheduled for knee replacement surgery, a daunting prospect, but her physical therapist proposed a simple experiment. Dedicate just 7 minutes each morning immediately after waking to gentle joint exercises. No weights, no cardio, just slow, mindful motion. At first, Harriet was doubtful. The pain felt overwhelming, but day by day she committed. She began with small ankle and wrist circles, gentle knee bends, and soft side-to-side sways. 3 months later, her pain had diminished so significantly that her surgeon canceled the operation. Harriet exclaimed with joy, "I never thought moving a little bit each morning could bring me back the freedom to play with my grandchildren again. It was like giving my knees a new lease on life." Remember, it's about quality and intention, not intensity. Here are some excellent examples. Ankle circles. Lift one foot slightly off the ground and rotate your ankle clockwise, then counterclockwise 10 times each side. Knee bends. Hold onto a chair for balance and slowly bend your knees as if sitting back in a chair, then rise up. Repeat 10 times. Hip openers. Stand tall and gently swing your leg forward and backward or side to loosen hip joints. Shoulder rolls. Slowly roll your shoulders backward and forward in smooth circles. Torso twists. Sit or stand, slowly twist your upper body left and right to release spinal tension. Forward bends. Slowly bend forward at the waist, reaching toward your toes as far as comfortable, then slowly rise. The key is to move continuously and fluidly to increase blood flow, warm up muscles, and signal your body that it's time to wake up cellular repair processes. 1. Immediately after drinking your morning water, dedicate 5 to 10 minutes for these gentle exercises before eating anything. 2. Choose movements that feel good, never push through pain. 3. Incorporate breathing. Inhale deeply as you move, exhale fully to relax tension. 4. Keep a log or set a reminder on your phone to stay consistent. 5. Celebrate small progress. Every day you move, you're investing in your future mobility. How does your body feel the moment you wake up? Stiff, achy, heavy? Have you tried moving gently right away? What changes do you notice in your comfort and energy? What simple movements can you start with tomorrow to honor your body's natural rhythm? Gentle morning movement is a potent, natural prescription for longevity. It protects your joints, improves circulation, reduces inflammation, and maintains muscle strength, essential factors for aging gracefully and actively. People who remain vibrant into their 80s and 90s often share one habit. They never let their bodies stay still for too long each morning. So tomorrow, before your breakfast, rise, stretch, and move gently. Your joints and muscles will thank you every step of the way for years to come. Habit 4. The 30-second 4-7-8 breathing practice. We've already explored the crucial roles of hydration, sunlight, and gentle movement. Now, I want to share with you an often underestimated yet extraordinarily powerful habit, the 30-second 4-7-8 breathing technique, that can fundamentally change how your body responds to stress, inflammation, and aging. Why focus on breathing? Breathing is something we all do automatically, without even thinking. But not all breathing is created equal. The quality and pattern of your breath, especially right after waking up, set the tone for your nervous system and biochemical balance throughout the entire day. Our nervous system has two main branches: the sympathetic nervous system, which governs the fight or flight stress response, and the parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest system, which promotes relaxation, healing, and regeneration. The way you breathe can either trigger stress pathways or activate relaxation and repair. And the 4-7-8 breathing method has been scientifically proven to powerfully stimulate the parasympathetic branch, calming your mind, lowering stress hormones, reducing inflammation, and supporting heart and brain health. Longevity researchers studying the blue zones, areas with high concentrations of centenarians, have observed a remarkable pattern. Elders routinely engage in specific breathing rituals that reduce cellular stress markers by nearly 50%. Dr. Michael Cohen, who studies aging practices in Sardinia, Italy, explains, intentional deep breathing, especially in the morning, activates the vagus nerve. This signals the body that it is safe, allowing energy to be shifted from emergency survival mode to growth, healing, and longevity pathways. Heart rate variability, a key indicator of cardiovascular health and stress resilience, improves significantly with regular practice of controlled breathing. Elevated cortisol and chronic low-grade inflammation, key drivers of aging and disease, also decrease. Popularized by Dr. Andrew Weil, this rhythmic breathing exercise is both simple and profound. Inhale quietly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath gently for 7 seconds. Exhale completely through your mouth for 8 seconds, making a soft whooshing sound. This cycle is repeated 3 to 4 times and only takes about 30 seconds to complete, yet the physiological impact is remarkable. Douglas is a 96-year-old shepherd living in Sardinia's mountain villages, a blue zone known for exceptional longevity. Every morning, before doing anything else, Douglas stands outside and performs his deep breathing routine, the 4-7-8 technique. Researchers studying him found his heart rate variability and cortisol levels similar to those of adults 30 years younger. Douglas said, "I breathe like this every morning to prepare for a good day. If I skip it, I feel tired and unfocused by noon." This simple daily ritual is a cornerstone of his enduring vitality. 1. Find a comfortable seated or standing position. Ideally, practice right after you drink your morning water and are exposed to natural light. 2. Close your eyes if you like, and breathe in quietly through your nose for a count of 4 seconds. Focus on filling your lungs gently but deeply. 3. Hold your breath for a count of 7 seconds. Don't strain, hold comfortably. 4. Exhale completely through your mouth for 8 seconds, making a slow whoosh sound. Try to empty your lungs fully. 5. Repeat this cycle 3 to 4 times. As you continue, you'll notice your mind calming and your body relaxing. Controlled slow breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, the main nerve of the parasympathetic system, which reduces heart rate and blood pressure, calms the brain, and lowers the production of stress hormones like cortisol. Most people breathe shallowly and irregularly, using only about 30% of their lung capacity, which leaves the nervous system in a chronic low-grade state of alert. This state fuels inflammation, anxiety, and accelerates aging. The 4-7-8 technique retrains your breathing to be slow, deep, and rhythmic, activating pathways that promote healing, clarity, and longevity. Practice in a quiet space free of distractions. Make it a morning ritual. Consistency maximizes benefits. Combine with mindfulness or meditation for enhanced mental calm. If you feel lightheaded, slow the pace slightly or take breaks. Over time, your lung capacity and breath control will improve. Have you ever paid attention to how deeply and regularly you breathe each day? How might your stress levels and mental clarity improve if you practice this ritual every morning? What small adjustments can you make tomorrow to include this 30-second practice into your routine? The 4-7-8 breathing practice is a small but profoundly effective tool to calm the nervous system, reduce inflammation, and set your body on the path of healing and longevity. It's a shared secret among some of the world's longest-lived people, and now it can be yours. Try it tomorrow morning. Inhale calm, hold peace, exhale stress. Your body and mind will thank you for decades to come. Habit 5. Protein and fiber-rich breakfast. We've already discussed some fundamental morning habits: hydrating properly, soaking up natural light, moving gently, and breathing deeply. Now, let's focus on something equally vital that often gets overlooked: what you eat for breakfast. Breakfast is more than just a meal. It's a metabolic signal that tells your body how to function throughout the day. And the composition of your breakfast can either set you on a path toward chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and premature aging, or towards cellular repair, balanced blood sugar, and vibrant health. Why prioritize protein and fiber? Protein is essential for repairing tissues and cells damaged by daily wear and aging, maintaining muscle mass, which naturally declines with age but is crucial for strength and metabolism, supporting immune function, which becomes less efficient as we get older. Fiber, especially soluble fiber found in fruits, vegetables, and seeds, plays a powerful role by nourishing your gut microbiome, trillions of beneficial bacteria that regulate immune response and inflammation, slowing digestion and glucose absorption, preventing spikes in blood sugar and insulin, promoting feelings of fullness, helping to control appetite and maintain healthy weight. Nutritional gerontologists have studied populations in longevity hotspots and found that regular consumption of breakfasts containing at least 25 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber is associated with 53% lower markers of systemic inflammation and improved insulin sensitivity. Let me share the story of Gerald, a 68-year-old accountant with a family history of diabetes. Despite being of normal weight, Gerald was diagnosed with prediabetes and showed elevated markers of inflammation. Alarmed, his doctor warned him that without lifestyle changes, he was likely to develop type 2 diabetes within 2 years. Rather than jump straight to medication, Gerald chose to work with a nutritionist to reimagine his breakfast. He swapped his routine of sugary cereal and white toast for nutrient-dense foods: scrambled eggs, creamy Greek yogurt, fresh berries, chia seeds, and a handful of almonds. 6 months later, Gerald's blood sugar had normalized. His inflammatory markers dropped to healthy levels. His doctor was impressed, saying, "It's remarkable that such a simple change, just the composition of his breakfast, reversed his prediabetic condition." Gerald reflects, "I never realized breakfast could have such power. It's my secret weapon for health now." Here's a practical formula to create a balanced, longevity-supporting breakfast. Protein sources: eggs boiled, scrambled, poached, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, smoked salmon, plant-based proteins like tofu, tempeh, or legumes. Fiber-rich foods: berries, blueberries, raspberries, chia or flax seeds, oats, whole grain bread in moderation, Green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale, avocado. Healthy fats, nuts, almonds, walnuts, seeds, olive oil, avocado. This combination slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, supports gut health, and triggers metabolic pathways favoring cellular repair. Refined carbohydrates such as white bread, sugary cereals, pastries, and sweetened beverages. These cause rapid insulin spikes, promote inflammation, and accelerate aging. Excessive sugars and artificial additives that disrupt your gut microbiome and lead to oxidative stress. One plan ahead. Prepare ingredients or meals the night before to avoid rushed, poor choices in the morning. 2. Start small. If you're not used to high-fiber foods, gradually increase intake to prevent digestive discomfort. 3. Mix and match. Keep breakfast exciting with different fruits, nuts, and protein sources to maintain enthusiasm. 4. Pair with hydration. Always drink water or herbal tea with your breakfast. 5. Listen to your body. Notice how your energy, mood, and digestion improve over days and weeks. What does your current breakfast usually include? Could you replace one low-nutrient item with a protein or fiber-rich alternative tomorrow? How might your daily energy and long-term health change by adopting this habit? Remember, breakfast is the metabolic spark plug that starts your body's repair engines each day. Eating a nutrient-rich, protein and fiber-heavy meal not only fuels your morning, but sends signals that promote longevity and protect against chronic disease. Tomorrow, let your first bite be a conscious act of love and care for your body's future. Habit 6. Morning social connection, the biological necessity of human contact. We have explored fundamental habits: hydration, sunlight, movement, breathing, and nutrition. Now, I want to take you deeper into a habit that touches the very essence of our humanity: morning social connection. Social connection is not just a feel-good luxury, it's a biological imperative. The absence of meaningful social ties is now recognized as a critical public health issue on par with smoking, obesity, and hypertension. Loneliness and social isolation activate the body's stress response chronically. This prolonged stress triggers elevated cortisol and adrenaline levels, suppresses the immune system, increases systemic inflammation, and accelerates cellular aging. Studies show isolated individuals have a 29% increase in all-cause mortality risk, higher incidence of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and neurodegenerative disorders, poorer cognitive function, and faster brain aging. Moreover, loneliness affects sleep quality and mental health, contributing to anxiety and depression, factors that further impair longevity. Timing is crucial. The Harvard study of adult development, one of the longest-running longitudinal health studies spanning over 80 years, found that people who engage in meaningful social contact before 10 have a significantly lower mortality risk than those who connect later or not at all. Early social interactions set neurochemical patterns that optimize release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone that reduces stress and inflammation, activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting calm and restoration, enhancement of cardiovascular health via lower blood pressure and heart rate, boosting immune function by modulating inflammatory pathways. In Okinawa, Japan, where centenarians are unusually common, morning social interaction is sacred. Neighbors meet every morning for brief check-ins, sharing greetings, brief conversations, or mutual encouragement. These moments typically last only 5 to 10 minutes but profoundly shape emotional well-being and physical health. One 97-year-old Okinawan woman explained, "If I don't speak to someone in the morning, my whole day feels wrong. These daily connections keep us strong and young." Researchers analyzing blood samples from participants who maintained these daily social rituals found significantly lower inflammatory markers and younger biological age compared to socially isolated peers. Not everyone lives in a community like Okinawa, but the good news is that even brief, meaningful social interactions count. A quick phone call or video chat with a loved one. Morning greetings or small talk with household members. Friendly exchanges with neighbors, shopkeepers, or baristas. Participating in a regular weekly morning meeting or group activity. 1. Create a daily morning call ritual. Even 3 minutes of sincere conversation with a family member or friend can start your day positively. 2. Establish a morning check-in with those you live with. Share intentions, feelings, or simply ask about plans. 3. If alone, schedule regular morning virtual or in-person meetups. Community centers, faith groups, or social clubs can offer this. 4. Practice mindful presence in brief social exchanges. Even casual greetings foster connection and activate beneficial neurochemicals. 5. Use technology wisely. Video calls can mimic face-to-face connection if mobility or distance is a barrier. How often do you engage in meaningful social contact? Before 10 a.m., when was the last time a morning conversation lifted your mood or eased your worries? Who can you reach out to tomorrow morning to nurture this life-extending habit? Social connection is a fundamental biological need, influencing your immune resilience, cardiovascular health, mental well-being, and ultimately, your lifespan. The difference between thriving into your 90s or succumbing to chronic disease often hinges on these seemingly small daily interactions. Make morning social connection a non-negotiable priority in your routine. Your brain chemistry, heart, and immune system will thank you profoundly, today, tomorrow, and decades ahead. Start tomorrow, call, greet, connect. Your future self will be grateful. Habit 7. Directed gratitude practice. Cultivating longevity through appreciation. Welcome back. After exploring the essential physical and social pillars of longevity, we now arrive at a transformative mental practice, directed gratitude. While gratitude is often framed as a simple feel-good exercise, modern neuroscience reveals it is much more than that. A powerful rewiring tool for the aging brain, capable of reducing stress, inflammation, and even reversing cognitive decline. Research from institutions like Yale University and the University of California has demonstrated that regular gratitude practice activates and structurally changes the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for emotional regulation, decision-making, empathy, social bonding. Specifically, participants practicing gratitude show increased gray matter volume and functional connectivity in this area, essential for maintaining cognitive health as we age. More impressively, studies show consistent gratitude practice can reduce cortisol levels by 23% and lower systemic inflammation, 2 critical factors linked to aging and chronic disease. Dr. Sarah Jenkins, a neuroplasticity expert focusing on aging, explains, directed gratitude enhances neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new, healthy connections. This strengthens emotional resilience, reduces anxiety and depression, and supports longevity. General thankfulness often lacks the neurological impact of directed, specific gratitude. That is, intentionally focusing your appreciation on particular aspects of your life, especially your own body and health. This specificity engages deeper emotional centers and reinforces positive feedback loops in the brain. It shifts attention away from negative rumination towards constructive, restorative thought patterns. Timing matters too. Practicing gratitude within the first hour of waking capitalizes on a brain state primed for neuroplasticity and hormonal regulation, amplifying benefits. Let me tell you about Patricia, a 74-year-old woman battling medication-resistant hypertension and anxiety. Despite best efforts, her blood pressure remained erratic, and her heart rate variability was low, indicators of high cardiovascular risk. After learning about the science of gratitude, Patricia committed to a 2-minute morning ritual focused on directed gratitude for her body. Each day, after her breathing exercises, she placed her hand over her heart and named 3 specific body parts she appreciated. For example, I am grateful for my eyes that allow me to see my grandchildren's faces. I am grateful for my legs that still carry me outdoors. I am grateful for my heart, which beats faithfully despite challenges. Within 3 months, Patricia's blood pressure stabilized and her heart rate variability improved by 31%. Her cardiologist was amazed, saying, "I was skeptical, but the physiological data were undeniable." This mental practice had real, measurable effects. Patricia shares, "This ritual changed not just my health, but how I relate to my body and life. It brought peace and strength." 1. Choose a quiet, comfortable place to sit after your morning breathing exercises. 2. Place your hand gently over your heart to foster connection. 3. Silently or aloud, focus on naming 3 specific body parts or functions you are grateful for. Be as detailed as possible, connecting to why you appreciate them. 4. Visualize these parts working well, supporting your daily life. 5. Spend approximately 2 minutes on this focused appreciation, allowing feelings of warmth and gratitude to grow. 6. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the specific parts you are grateful for. This practice engages the parasympathetic nervous system and activates brain areas involved in positive emotions and reward, such as the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, the anterior cingulate cortex, the nucleus accumbens. These regions release dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters essential for mood regulation and neuroplasticity. Moreover, directed gratitude suppresses the amygdala, reducing fear and anxiety responses, thereby lowering chronic stress and inflammation. By consistently reinforcing these pathways, you promote a brain environment conducive to longevity and cognitive vitality. Be consistent. Daily practice amplifies neuroplastic changes and emotional benefits. Personalize. Tailor your gratitude to what truly resonates with you each day. Combine with mindfulness. Use breathing or meditation to deepen focus. Journal. Occasionally write down your gratitudes to enhance reflection and retention. Share. Expressing gratitude to others strengthens social bonds and positive emotions. How often do your morning thoughts focus on limitations or worries rather than strengths and blessings? What sensations arise when you intentionally appreciate specific parts of your body? Can you commit to this 2-minute ritual tomorrow morning and observe any shifts in mood, stress, or physical well-being? Directed gratitude is a scientifically validated, accessible, and profoundly healing practice that rewires your aging brain, reduces stress hormones, lowers inflammation, and supports long-term health. It requires no special equipment, costs nothing, and can be integrated seamlessly into your morning routine. Make it your final essential habit for longevity, a loving daily conversation with your body and mind that nurtures vitality and peace. Now you know the 7 powerful morning habits that can truly change your life, habits that the longest-lived people in the world swear by. The choice is yours. Continue with the same routine and face the slow decline, or start tomorrow and unlock a healthier, more vibrant version of yourself. If this video helped you, please hit the like button. It really supports our channel and helps more people discover these life-changing secrets. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss new videos packed with valuable tips to improve your health and happiness. Remember, your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Start your transformation tomorrow morning because a better life begins with a single habit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.